All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're about to pull back the curtain on the really strange world of viral videos. Together, we're going to solve a digital puzzle, one that shows exactly how millions and millions of views are basically manufactured online. And it all starts with one single, really bizarre sentence.
So there it is. This is a line from a video with millions, and I mean millions, of views. On its own, it's completely baffling, right? It's a clue, for sure, but a clue to what? Well, let's see if a translation helps us out. Okay, so I also want to sit like this. That doesn't exactly clear things up, does it? If anything, it just makes the whole thing even more mysterious. And that brings us to the core question we're going to unpack. Seriously, how does something that seems so completely random get seen by so many people? The answer, it turns out, reveals this hidden machinery that's driving a huge part of the internet. It's a fascinating story about algorithms, yeah, but also global business and even psychology.
Okay, so let's dive into this. Like any good detective, we're going to start by just laying out all the evidence we've got. And what's surprising is that we actually don't need that much to crack this case wide open.
Believe it or not, everything we need to know is right here. We've got the video's absurdly long title, the channel name, and a snippet of the transcript. Every single one of these is like a breadcrumb, and it's leading us straight to the truth. Let's start with that title.
The title is our first and maybe most obvious clue. I mean, it just looks like a mess, right? A random jumble of words. But it's actually a very, very carefully constructed piece of engineering.
Just listen to that. It doesn't read like a creative title someone came up with, does it? It reads like someone just typed every possible search term they could think of into one single line. And that's because that's exactly what they did. And there's a name for this strategy.
It's called keyword stuffing. And you have to understand, this isn't just bad grammar. Oh no, this is a deliberate tactic. It's designed to game the system and get that video in front of as many eyeballs as humanly possible.
Let's just break it down. You see Kwai and TikTok? That's there to catch anyone searching for content from those huge platforms. Chinese funny video, that targets a massive global search category. 2025 is this bizarre but really common trick to make the video seem fresh for years to come. And most view, well, that's just classic clickbait. So here's the crucial point, the big aha moment. This title wasn't written for a person. It was written for an algorithm. The whole goal is just to tick as many boxes as possible for the platform's recommendation engine. And once you've got the algorithm hooked, what does it actually show people?
Let's move on to the actual content itself, because this builds on everything we just learned from the title. The humor is just as engineered as the title was. It's designed for maximum global appeal.
Think about another line from the transcript. Hey, sir, look here what I've brought. Just like our first clue, the actual words themselves aren't the point. They're simple, they're functional, and you could dub them into any language without losing any meaning, because the humor isn't in the dialogue at all.
See, this kind of content follows a very specific checklist for going global. It almost always relies on simple, physical slapstick. The clips are kept super short, so you never need any backstory. The dialogue, like we've seen, is incredibly basic, which makes it cheap and really easy to dub. And the situations are totally universal. I mean, a person tripping or making a silly face is funny in pretty much any culture.
It's basically the visual equivalent of fast food. It's cheap to produce, it's easy to package for different markets, and it's designed to be consumed quickly and passively by the largest possible audience. So who's actually behind this global content factory? Well, the channel name Fun Studio 2007 gives us our next big clue. It just sounds so generic, and that's by design. This is not an artist's signature, it's a factory brand name.
Channels like Fun Studio 2007 are often what we call content aggregators. Now, what that means is they don't create these funny skits. They operate more like recycling plants. They find content that's already popular somewhere else, repackage it, and then push it out to a whole new audience. This whole operation is an industrial process, a supply chain. Step 1. The original clips are scraped from platforms like Kwai and China. Step 2. They're localized with really cheap dubbing into a language with a massive audience, like Hindi. 3. Multiple clips are just stitched together. 4. It gets one of those keyword stuff titles we analyzed. And 5. It's uploaded to a global platform to let the algorithm do the rest of the work. It is literally a production line for virality. So why did we just spend all this time dissecting a silly video? Because understanding this model is actually key to understanding the modern internet. This stuff isn't just random noise, it's a system. When you scroll through your feed, what you see is a random, silly, funny video. But what it really is, beneath the surface, is a highly optimized product. It's been engineered from start to finish to capture your attention, all part of a vast global supply chain.
So what can you take away from all this? Well, first, just remember that virality is very often engineered, not accidental. Second, the next time you see a title online, ask yourself, is this talking to me or is it talking to a robot? And finally, recognize that this simple, universal content isn't just a bit of fun, it's a calculated business strategy. And knowing this just makes you a smarter, more critical citizen of the internet.
Which leaves us with one final thought. As these optimized, automated content factories get more and more efficient at capturing our attention, what does that mean for creativity and for culture? Is this the future of entertainment, or is it just the endless, humming noise of the content machine? It's something to think about next time you scroll. Thanks for joining this deep dive.